Jos WIENEN, welcome to our Mediabox.
Hello.
Your report on voting rights at local level for migrants and also for IDP, internally displaced peoples in Europe's municipalities and the region, has adopted in the plenary session. Let's start with the definition and your understanding on internally displaced people.
Yes, that are people who have fled in their own country from a certain region. For example, the most well-known example is Ukraine. People from East Ukraine have fled to the western part of the country, so they left their original place of living and they go to the western part, and there they have a place in another region. When there are local elections, then the government says, well, you cannot vote in your new place because you live originally in eastern Ukraine. And that means that a citizen of Ukraine cannot be involved in local elections in his own country. And we have made a study about that, and we have said that is not normal, because every citizen of the country shall be in the possibility to take part in elections. And if he is in the country itself by war or by natural disasters, forced to go to another part of the country and he established there, he should be given voting rights in the new place where he lives. And why is a government against it sometimes? For example, in Ukraine, they are a bit afraid, okay, if we do that, this can have political implications maybe, because we say they must go back to their own place, because this is occupied territory and we want them to be back there. And if we gave them voting rights in their new place, then people can say, okay, they have moved and now they live here, so we don't talk any longer about this possibility to go back. But that's not the point for us. The point for us is they are a citizen of the country. As a citizen of the country, you should allow them to take part in the voting in the place where he actually lives. And of course, this will say nothing about his right to go back to the original place.
Are there any countries in the Council of Europe member states which allow them to vote?
Yes, yes.
Local level?
We had this same problem in Georgia, because parts of Georgia have been occupied. They have made themselves independent, and a part of the population has fled to other parts of Georgia, and the government of Georgia has allowed them the voting right in the new places of residence. And we ask from other countries, especially from Ukraine, to give these rights also to the IDPs in Ukraine.
And you also mentioned migrants
yes.
in your report, so we should, let's say, separate them.
Yeah.
So what do you think about for refugees and migrants voting rights at local level?
Well, we have seen that in several countries of the Council of Europe, people living in a place, not being citizen of the country, they have, after a certain period, in Finland it's 2 years, in the Netherlands it's 5 years, they have the right to take part in elections, local elections, in the place where they actually live. So after 5 years in my own country, in the Netherlands, people can vote and can be voted, can be elected. And they are not citizens of the country. And why are we doing that? In the countries where it is in this way organized, because it's important for the integration of the newcomers. They live here actually, they have to deal with all the daily things around them, and why not give them also a vote, a voice in the organization of things on local level. So it's not about the voting rights on national level, that's only for citizens. But in many countries we have seen there are possibilities also for newcomers when they live for a certain period in a place. And we have said, well, let us speak about it. We have not, for the IDPs, we have said we make the recommendation that they should have these voting rights because they are citizens of the country. But for these migrants, not being citizens of the country, we say, let us have a discussion about it. We think many countries have organized it in this way. It helps the integration. So let us have a discussion about it. Maybe we can do it in the end in all the member countries of the Council of Europe.
So it's important to note that for you, in your report, you mentioned that it's a key element, key point for an integration, successful integration, both for refugees, migrants, and also for IDPs. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Rapporteur.